Hey everybody, it's B here, and every single time I keep telling people that I'm taking a vacation or a break from content, something else keeps coming up. So this weekend was PPG's 3-box prize pool tournament. Pretty massive considering how really hard it is to get your hand on these boxes, how much they're worth, how much the cards are worth right now. So it was a fantastic tournament. It was a 100-man event hosted by PPG. So again, thank you so much to PPG and the judging staff. It was a smooth event. There were no issues at all. And honestly, I had a phenomenal time. So huge shout outs to them and everyone that was involved. With that said, boys, we landed a top 3 finish. Another tournament, another top finish. Oh my god, let's get some real events out here because I'm just rearing up, ready to go. I'm super jacked up. It was super awesome. Ended up being a 6-round tournament. Absolutely massive. So let's just jump into it. And I ran blue Omnimon. It was old reliable. The way the pricing broke down, first place got an entire box plus a ultimate guard hive, which is like super awesome. I've always wanted one. So we didn't get there. We got so close. We managed to get 3rd place. But nevertheless, it was super awesome. But you know, with real pricing on the line like this, you gotta take old reliable. You gotta take the deck that works. And honestly, no deck I know the ins and outs of more than Omnimon Blue. I've played it the most. I understand my matchups the most. And guys, there's no kidding it. When we're talking about dealing with Omnimon in the set 1.0 meta, no one does it better than Blue. This is the same deck list I ran in the Bandai official tournament. What changes would I make? To be honest, the only real change I think is I would finally go around to toning down my Volcanic Dramon count from 2 to 1 and bumping my Zudomons back up to 2. While I do think, you know, it is key card to have against decks that are trying to go wide. The biggest thing right now is I think a lot of people who are trying to play Rookie Rush are playing the Champion Rush variant. Volcanic Dramon punishes it less. I think more players are playing around Volcanic Dramon more. So the more and more the meta is adapting and people are getting used to that kind of thing, I think we can start teching less and just try and hope that our strength and our matchups can get us there regardless. So I think the only real change would be that, because I will say there were a couple of times I was starved for level 5s, and I think having the extra in deck would have helped our consistency up a little bit. Otherwise, super happy with the deck, very happy with our ratios, and naturally the results speak for themselves. They were a great time. Now when we're talking about our matchups, get rid of those guys because there's a lot of Omni Blue. There might be a discrepancy in the game here or there, being like 2-0 instead of 2-1 or something like that, but I think I got it pretty hand down. Also guys, if you guys want to see the gameplay, feel free to subscribe down in the corner because I will have the gameplay uploaded throughout the entire week. So if you guys want that to look forward to, go ahead and do that. Round 1, Omni Blue, the mirror match. We 2-1 our opponent. Honestly, our opponent put us in a really awkward position. Being in game 3 is always really stressful because you're on the back foot, but generally we were able to out memory control our opponent for the most part, and being able to apply pressure where we needed to be able to close out the game. Round 2, another blue Omni mirror. This one we managed to 2-0. Pretty much the same thing. We just had to line up and try and get our options correct and try and line up our plays correctly. But generally, that's really what it is. Whoever can control the memory gauge tighter and doesn't commit to Omnimon too early is usually the one that does well. Because if you commit Omnimon too early in the mirror, it ends up being a back and forth of who can keep their stack. And usually the one who played the first Omnimon gives the other player enough memory to be able to reestablish decently easy enough and end up losing the game. So generally you only want to be the proactive Omnimon play if you don't give your opponent a ton of memory in doing as much and they don't have another stack to pop into. Going into game 3, we 2-0'd black. Huge shout out to Jonathan Rodriguez from PPG. He was our opponent. Plays very skillfully, just end up not seeing the champions that he needed to. And generally we tried as best as we could to play around his Digivolve effects so that we could at least maneuver the situation once. If we did hit Omnimon, we wouldn't be able to stick on it. Generally, Millenniumon is a very annoying target to deal with because you kind of have to kill him twice. But if you're able to stick the Omnimon after they played the Millenniumon, generally you're able to deal with it because you're able to kill it as well as the pop to get it off board. Round 4, we played against another Omni Blue player. This was, I forget our opponent. But last name was Richie, so huge shout out to the opponent. He was amazing. It was a huge charismatic time. But our opponent was a great time. Again, just memory management, seeing the cards we need to see. And oftentimes the mirror just comes down to that. Who sees what they need to see will often get you there. And we just end up running hot today. Our only loss of the tournament, round 5 against a red Omnimon build. Honestly, nothing went right this game. I got completely rookie screwed the game 1. I did not see a single one until the last turn where it didn't really matter. And then in game 2, my ending hand was 3 Omnimons, 3 Plesiomon's, and 2 Metal Garurumons, or some variation of that. So completely dead hand, completely unplayable. Usually those hands are playable against other colors because you can just kind of force the level 6 into Omnimon and maybe do something out of that. Unfortunately, against red, when you're giving them too much memory to work with, they can just Gaia Force it and then still be able to establish their board. So it's effectively like I made a non-play. I'd have to commit level 6 plays twice, which would get them too far ahead. Unfortunately, our opponent was able to capitalize on our slow starts and was able to close out the win. Going into our last round, we played our final Omnimon mirror, going 2-1, very close, went to time, but by managing our little ins and outs and pushing the game to a point where we were able to close out, Metal Guru put in a ton of work in this game, being able to extend our board, and then we're able to protect our Metal Guru. And this is one of those situations where both of us were pretty scared to go into our Omnimons, simply because we knew that it'd be a back and forth Omnimon battle once it got to that point, and whoever was going to do it first, odds are they were going to take the lead. With that said though, we did manage to squeak out the win at the last second of the tournament, so thank you so much to my opponent for recognizing the state of the board and giving us the W. With that said guys, that was the tournament run, and honestly it was a super huge fun event. A lot of great guys finally took down a top placement at an American tournament plus Canadian tournaments. We out here guys with another top. It felt awesome. If you guys actually want to watch my live gameplay though, feel free to follow my Twitch. Links will be down in the description. We go live every week pretty much, and if it's not free play in the middle of the week, it's tournaments on weekends, and it's a great time to learn, play, and understand what Digimon is all about. And that's pretty much it guys. We ended up in 3rd place, winning ourselves a bunch of packs. I love these events. I love the energy you guys give me when I play, and to be honest, I look forward to the full release of the game where more people will be able to get their hands on cards. I really want this community to grow, and it's just absolutely blowing my mind how much this is all coming together. But with that said, if you guys like my videos, hey, why not give it a thumbs up? If you dislike it, thumbs down works too. And like I said, if you guys want to watch any of my content, gameplay will go up throughout the entirety of the week. Subscribe button's right there in the corner. And with that said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.